Hello and welcome. You're listening to another episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs, and I'm your host, Brian Silverthorne. And it's my mission to help entrepreneurs make a difference and to navigate the often challenging worlds of startup, growth, or relaunch. And we're going to dig deep today with our guest and get the best concepts and strategies for self-published authors and their journeys from startup to success. And our special guest today is Joanna Walden, and Joanna is a visionary, multidimensional transformation specialist, speaker, and author. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
I'm happy to have you here, and I'm anxious to learn what all that stuff means. It sounds
bit of a mouthful. I agree.
Yeah. So why don't we start out by you telling the folks where you're hanging out today?
Yeah. So actually, I'm a New Zealander, and so I'm actually in New Zealand right now in Auckland. I have lived in other places of the world. I've lived in New York and London and Melbourne, but I'm currently based here. Who knows for how long though? And so I started writing this book when I was actually sort of leaving London quite a long time ago, about 2013, I believe it was. And so it took quite a long time to come to fruition, actually. And I only published it in 2020. So it's been a journey. And then I also started my my business in personal transformation and working with the world of energy, spirit, and consciousness. And, but my background is very much corporate advertising. I was in that world for a very long time, and production and things like this, actually, like all sorts of different multimedia production. And that was, where I did a lot of my work for many, many years before I sort of entered this realm. But I was doing those other bits on the side at that time.
So which came first, the book or the business?
The book. The book came first.
Okay, so why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about the book and what the readers that you want to reach with it.
Yeah, so I wrote a book called The Inside Hustle, a mystical misfits travel adventure into the unknown. So it's basically a transformational travel memoir. I did not even know that was a category until I entered this realm, but sure enough, one of the publishers that I was talking to was like, "Oh, it's a transformational travel memoir." I was like, "Oh, okay, great." But it's the story of my personal journey of evolution. I think we all, no matter what business we're in, no matter what we're up to, we go through this life journey. We have challenges, we have highs, we have lows. We have, many, many ways that we sort of evolve along our path. And so I really struggled with myself for quite a while, to be honest, and finding out what my true path really was and what I really wanted to do here. If you're going to be doing something in life and having a business and or even working for someone else, you want to do something you're incredibly passionate about. At least I did. I sort of, if I'm doing this for the rest of my life, I need to make it something that it's fun. And, it really meets me in a place within myself that makes me feel fulfilled. And advertising, as glamorous and amazing and creative and fun and high octane it was missing a little bit of that deep fulfillment for me. And so it sort of set me on this path to sort of work out, what is it that's missing? What is it that I really want to do here? And, funnily enough, all of the things that I was doing in advertising and the way that we would work with brands and disrupt them out of the current market or product or audience or any of that stuff actually has informed the way I work with people and their personal transformation. So it's been a really interesting journey, and it started, with the book, because I wanted to write about how my tricky journey, because, when you can share a personal story about yourself, you're immediately connecting with people on that deeper level. They want to know more. They maybe want to take away tips and tools that they can use within themselves. They want to know they're not alone and they're not going crazy, with all these challenges that we have along our own personal life journey. It's really important to share so that people know that there's other people out there having similar experiences, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you can shift and change and go from some dark times to maybe some better times, and experience more success and personal fulfillment along the way.
So how did you, let's say, transformational journey from the book to the business?
Well, funnily enough, when people started reading the book, they were like, I want what she's got. I want what she's been doing. It was the greatest business card I could have ever created. So people wanted to work with me after that. And I was already in the tail ends, it was a long time I was writing the book, and things happened in life where, I didn't write for a year. My father passed away. That year I really didn't write a thing. So it's an extended period of time of working on it, not working on it, working on it until it's finally sort of ready to be birthed into the world. But at the tail couple of years, I started feeling quite inspired in the way that I could maybe take some of the holistic trainings I was doing alongside my advertising career and use that on a person and their own struggles in themselves in a way that I was working with brands and advertising, but in a different way, in a holistic way. And so we've really got to remember here, and it's so important because it's so funny, like the way that I now understand my business and creating that business has been very much informed by the more holistic approach I grew as I went through my own life journey. And everything is energy, and it's all absolutely interrelated. Like our business is an extension of our energy. And so it's, when people come to me for personal transformation now, their businesses start to experience a huge amount of transformation and evolution and expansion when we work on the personal stuff, so it's all connected. And so equally, it's been really interesting for me because coming from that very traditional business environment, and or as traditional as advertising could be, there's certain ways about going about things in that form of marketing and publicity that is a more logical left-brained way to sort of problem solve in business, whereas it's not leaving any room for any kind of like energetic or holistic understanding of it. So I've found that bringing that in, unlocking myself from almost like the conditioning of that, and being open to different ways of doing things informed by my new model of understanding has been really interesting, and really interesting for my clients as well. So it's just a totally different way to go about things and business and life. And so that's what I started doing.
Well, you're making this really easy for me because we're getting a lot of great information. I haven't asked a whole lot of questions, so that's good. So what's your ideal client look like, and how do they find you?
Well, I mean, I get a lot of people who are stuck or who feel blocked or lost, people who just aren't happy or are just living a life and thought that they've checked all the boxes. They might have the career, the high flying career that they'd had, and they might have the marriage and the kids and the house and the car and all of it. And then they're just like, this is not it. I get many people who might even be at a crossroads in their life who don't know where to go or what to do. And so I step people through the process of change. In a nutshell, it's our personal transformation and our whole experience in our life and reality is based on our internal construct, which changes moment to moment and every day. And so it's important to start to understand how our internal environment is having an impact with our external environment and everything we're coming into contact with, and that is coming into contact with us. So the clients that come to me, they want to know, many people know, like, I want to change. I know something's not right here, but they have no idea how to go about it. So I work with people to take them through that stuff. And some people are like trapped in limiting beliefs, whether it's about themselves or their business or what have you. Other people are really in an emotional spiral of patterns within their thoughts and emotions that impact each other, which create a really kind of lower frequency or low energy within them, that then is meaning that they're really sort of in a bit of a dark space, you know, and they need to step out of it. And really, this is just about starting to build a really more prominent, powerful, insightful, and connected relationship with ourselves, because it's the key to everything. It's the key to our other relationships. It's the key to our prosperity and monetary success and finances. It's the key to our business success. It's key to everything. So we deep dive into that in many different angles and respects in a very holistic way that allows us to see things from new angles and bring in sort of these aha moments that create a bit of space within us. That means that people can literally become something new. Because really what I'm doing is taking people from one state of being in the current version of themselves to a transformed new state of being and what happens with that ultimately is they experience all these incredible shifts in their experience, their reality, their life, and business in profound ways.
Excellent. So we got about a minute left here. So
okay.
You have one final bit of advice, although you've offered a great number of tidbits of great information. So you got one thing left here,
you know,
to share with the audience.
The thing is, when we come to internal alignment within ourselves, and we're in a really calm, harmonized sort of space within, with our thoughts and emotions and everything that goes on within us, when we get into that space of alignment, it relieves all the doing, trying, controlling, hard work, hard grind. Things come in to meet you in such an amazing synchronistic manner. Solutions show up before you even could almost go out and grab it. And they come in at a level that operates almost or offers something outside of what you could have even imagined as a potential solution. I noticed that on a recent trip I did, I met 3 profoundly incredible contacts to make my book into a movie in the space of 2 weeks in Vanuatu Islands in the middle of nowhere. But I was, you know, this is the work I do. I'm in alignment. So when we get that alignment coming in, we get everything coming in to meet us that is literally giving us more, you know, potential and possibility for the path ahead in our business and projects we're creating, or whatever it is that we want to be working on, or even our just personal needs as well. And I feel like that's the greatest shortcut. And that's why this, you know, whole idea about our internal energy and makeup is so important and so powerful. It's a superpower.
Well, that's some great information and some great advice. So I'm going to use that as a wrap for another great guest episode of the Evolvepreneur Secrets Show for entrepreneurs. And just before you leave, if you like this one, please give us a 5-star review and maybe share it with a few friends. If you want to make sure you can catch up on some past episodes and you don't miss any of those in the future, go to evolvepreneursecrets.show. And if you're an entrepreneur and you got a great idea in your head, let's get it out there today. Thanks for listening.